first of all, what is conjugation? It's changing a verb. To talk, hablar. All right? John talks, John habla. We changed the verb. All right? You add a subject, John, and now the verb is changed, habla. Okay? Now this is to scare you. These are all the verb conjugations in Spanish for one verb. Okay? To talk, hablar. There's over 200. All right? If I get my face out of the way, you can see the rest of it. Okay? This is the mountain, or you could call it the Spanish Mount Everest you have to climb. This is one verb. Now multiply that by 100, 200, or more verbs. That's a lot of words to learn. You can't memorize this. No way. The only way to learn all this is patterns, understanding rules. Okay? So don't let this scare you, because we're going to simplify this for you. The way we're going to simplify it is, first, we're going to cut down all these tenses down to 8, okay, that you're going to learn. If you know those 8, you can speak conversational Spanish, okay, and understand everything. And then the second step is to break each of these tenses down. So like this is the present tense. Each of these, how many? 34. 34 tenses is its own world, okay? And you have to learn the present tense and its world, and then the past tense and its world, and etc., etc. Okay, so 34 tenses, 34 worlds. We're going to learn 8 tenses, 8 little worlds, 8 rules you're going to follow to conjugate verbs in Spanish. All right? So, forget all this for now. Just big picture. Now let's get into how conjugation actually works in Spanish. Okay? So, first, what is conjugation? We talked about it. It's changing the verb. How to conjugate? There are 3 steps. Okay? So, the first step, let's talk about English first, because we need to remind you how English works before we explain how Spanish works. There are 3 steps to conjugating a verb in English. Step 1, you take the unconjugated verb to talk and you delete the 2. That's step 1. Step 2, add a subject. And step 3, add a new ending. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Delete the 2, add a subject, add a new ending. That's English. Spanish is identical except for the first step. In English, we delete the 2, but in Spanish, they don't put the 2 in front. There's no 2 to erase. So what their first step is, they delete the ending, the last 2 letters. The AR, in this case, hablar becomes habl. Okay? And so that's step 1 is delete the ending. But then step 2 and 3 are identical. Add a subject, add a new ending. And that's it. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Delete the ending, add a subject, add a new ending. Delete the ending, add a new subject, add a new ending. Okay? That is how you do it for every single one of these verbs here. All these guys you see are just different endings. Different subjects, different endings. Okay? The present tense has its endings. The past tense has its endings. Right? So different subject, different endings for all 34 tenses, including the 8 that you're going to learn.